Hello, folks. So I'm using the Leica SL2-S with the Sigma 24mm f1.4. And Louis Luzaka loves the 24mm, so I thought I'd try it out. I forgot I had this lens because I usually used it for the puppy cam, in the office. So I took it off, put it on the Leica SL2-S. And there you have it. It's not big, but it has an aperture ring and autofocus. It has a program. It also has manual autofocus, and I think it has a lock and the click for the aperture if you want it off or on. Okay, and it's from a 1.4 to an f16. No tilty screen on this, okay, but I use the EVF on outside, which is helpful. So if you don't have a tilty screen, I use the EVF quite a bit. So anyway, let's look at some pictures and then a couple of videos, and I'll explain those also. So here's the first picture. I'm going to make it full screen. Here's my dog, 24mm f1.4. Just got fixed. It's a lot calmer. Of course, he's a little lethargic and a little hot because it's hot outside already. But as you can see where I am focusing on, and then the 1.4, it kind of blurs as it goes out. So this is a bokeh lens on a 24 megapixel camera, which only has contrast detection. It doesn't have phase autofocus like the Leica SL2-S or the SL3. But as you see, as I go in the backyard, the pictures look sharp, crisp. I do see a little distortion here and there, a barrel distortion, but it may be the way I was holding the camera. It might have not have been level, but I try to make it as level as possible. But you see, I was crooked right here. So anyway, you will see some barrel distortions, okay? And that might be, if I just jerk the camera a little bit, you're going to get that, not the jello effect, but what is it? Where you move the camera left and right, and then you get that shutter effect, rolling shutter effect. So anyway, there is a hill going down, but still, that's supposed to be straight up and down. So like I said, I could be right on top of the curve and pointing down. But the pictures look absolutely wonderful. I love the color science on the Leica SL2-S. Here's the back side of the house. So you see, this is more straight. So it might lean just a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left, okay? So this Sigma 24 millimeters does have a little distortion. And same thing here. Leans over to the right and barely, barely it moves a little bit to the left. So there is a little barrel distortion. But the colors look great. I did have it in manual focus, and then I changed it to autofocus after that picture. Something was off. That's because I was doing some pictures at night, and it wouldn't focus, so I put it on manual focus, and that fixed the problem. But it wasn't on this camera, it was on the other camera, the S1R2. But as you can see, I'm focusing on the Tiffany lamp, and then the popcorn. This is kind of bokeh right here. It's blurry, and so the subject matter is sharp. If I increase it, messed up with the mouse, sorry. If I increase it, you can see how sharp it is. That's pretty good sharp, even when you're cropping in on a photo. So I have a TV in the back, and then you can see the Tiffany lamp. I was focusing on here, so everything becomes blurry back here. So that's a good sign with a good lens. And same thing here, you're focusing up here and it gets blurry as you go down. And it was focusing on the rock instead of, I thought I had it on there, but actually it focused on here. But that's only like 1 inch in the center of the stone, maybe 1.5 inches. Look how blurry it is, and then it's blurry in the background. And there's my dog again. So you see, you can get some sharp pictures with a 24 megapixel camera. This is an older camera. It's built like a tank. Still works and performs well. I just decided to put a nail mount lens on the Leica to see how it takes. I love the color science. You can even see the dust on the turntable. That's how sharp it is. And it looks like there's a little barrel distortion because it looks higher here and it's going like down here, there, and downhill to the right. So you do see it now and then, but it may be the way I was pointing the camera too. And then dog outside, you'll see a couple of videos, one in manual focus and then the other one in autofocus after this slideshow. And I think these are 8K photos, so you'll get bars on the left and right, unfortunately. But excellent pictures. You can see the dog was moving, so it's a slower sensor. You see how sharp and clear it is. And it's just gorgeous. I can crop in here too. And look at that. It's unbelievable how clear that is. And that's the right color of gray too, by the way. That's what's on my or inside of my walls. So I got the hand and lamb in focus, and then just behind it, the little angel is blurry. And I shot all these at 1.4, so these are sharp here, and then it gets blurry down here. These are the ashes to Wanda in the pine box. I haven't figured out how to open it to bury it, but I'll just keep it like at that because I like the smell of the box. Fresh cedar. So here's the pictures of other dogs I have, like Madison and CC and me and Blue Bonnets. My wife took this picture. And then you see CC down here. But I was focusing on the bank for change. And it was a cross with 2 candles. And that candle is crooked. And look how sharp this new dog looks. Oh, Lucky. And he doesn't look away. He's interested in me taking pictures of him. But isn't that a gorgeous picture? Look at the eyes. I mean, the detail. He's one happy camper. He loves walking. He likes the interaction with people. Does not like the cat yet, but, and of course, he's a mooch hound, so. And of course, I love my Yorkies on the front porch, outside in the front. So you can see the distortion right here. Not too bad on the right-hand side, but you can see it leaning, okay? And that might be from when I take a picture, it might have a little rolling shutter. But anyway. The sign's even sharp. And you can see it's still crooked right here. Now there is a slope right here, so I had it at an angle again. And that's before I filled up the bird bath. So the hornets are getting their water so they can get mud for their nest. And then you can take a look at the barrel distortion. So I thought I had it straight. And so you can see it leans to the left and it leans to the right. Because I got it pretty straight on the bottom. So this this leans to the left, this leans to the right. Okay. But it looks pretty straight. I don't see any pincushion effect that much. And then pictures of the flowers again in a close-up. And if we get closer, let's move it a little bit over here. Yeah, blade of grass is in the way. But anyway, let's go to my favorite picture. That one right there. Ah, there we go. I'm going to do it maybe twice. Do like something like this. Yeah, that's good enough. And I'll leave it right there. So I'll say my salutations here. You'll see the first 2 videos first. The first one will be manual focus. The second one will be, well, by now you've already seen the videos because I have it in the front. So the first one was manual focus, and the second one was in autofocus. But it's a slow sensor now, and contrast detect, autofocusing, but it still did a good job. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.